Yo, what's up, guys? We are back a day after the stream. I'm just joking with that. This has been in recording for a long time, but I just want to tell you guys that this is a re-recording of my basic Heihachi guide, or my Heihachi guide overview. This is going to be covering a couple of things. Heihachi's strengths, weaknesses, important moves, stances, charge mechanics, heat moves, heat engagers, punishment, crouch punishment, general gameplay, and that's going to be it for this video. I have nothing really else to talk about besides that. As always, timestamps will be in the description. Just a quick summary, this is a basic overview. I'm not going to go into any advanced things. That I have a different video for that. Anyways, off to the first segment. Alright, first things first, strengths and weaknesses. Why do we have to go over this? Well, you got to know what the character is good at in order to feel like, oh yeah, this is going to fit my playstyle. So we're going to start off on strengths and then transfer into weaknesses. Heihachi has very good wall pressure. How he achieves this is through his stances, stance cancels, his pokes, close range pokes, and his different like string knowledge check, etc. So that's how he's good with wall pressure. He has really good damage. Heihachi does some of the most damage in the entire game, rivaling Brian in damage per combo, and especially with just normals as well, and punishment. He's one of the best characters. So yeah, if you're looking for a heavy hitter who's good at the wall, he's your character. Another good thing, which I just covered, punishment. Heihachi has some of the best punishment in the game. Standing punishes, not wall standing punishes, or wall rising punishes, whatever you want to call it. Definitely one of the most consistent punishes in the game. All of them are just transferable. It doesn't really matter which ones you use. His stances. He has two different stances. Both of them are amazing stances. There's clear weaknesses with their moves. However, what makes them good is their utility to help you win games. And then finally, he has a golden standard heat. His heat is probably one of the best heats in the game. However, it's not entirely broken like Hwarang's, Clive's, Asuka, Brian, etc. All the characters that have heat installs that are constantly refreshed, they will be always 100% better than Heihachi's heat. Alright, now we're going to transfer on to weaknesses. So we know that Heihachi does really good damage, has amazing wall pressure, punishment, etc. What he does have in weaknesses to counteract that is very poor tracking. Heihachi, like Kazuya, has very poor tracking, but it's to a almost worse degree because a lot of his pokes don't even track like to both sides. They have very poor tracking to both sides. He has no great lows that are pretty safe on block. His best low is his Hell Sweep. Finally, a heavy reliance on linear plus frame moves. So an example of this would be forward 4 is actually the number one example. This is a very linear move, but is +4 on block and loses to stepping both directions. So be aware this move has no tracking whatsoever. Well, has a tiny fragment of tracking for people who have really trash sidesteps, but other than that, it's free game for those who can't step. He also struggles against the modern meta, which is stance 50-50 rushdown. So characters like Anna, Zafina, Nina, pretty much all the top tiers that are in current power right now, he will struggle with them a lot. But that's covering all the weaknesses. Off to the next segment. Secondly, we're going to go over important moves. So Heihachi, these are the moves that you're going to be implementing in your gameplay all the time. Not just like, oh, I'm just going to randomly throw this knowledge checking move to see how my opponent reacts. No, so these have general purpose, right? General purpose moves. 1-1. This is a great poking string that leaves you +6 on hit, -5 on block, so you can step after it. And then finally, it has a confirm, which is 1-1-2, 100% wall splats. It is scale damage, but it does not matter because it still is a 10-frame wall splatting move. However, it is launch punishable, so just be careful. Now another one is down forward 1, and it's extensions. So down forward 1 on hit is +7 frames. On block, it's -5. And then for its extensions, -9 for down forward 1-2. You cannot step after this. This actually has really good pushback, as you see. You can't jab check. So that's good. Another is down forward 1-1. This is a high duckable extension, so just be careful. They can duck this. However, it does track on the second hit and is only -2 on block instead of -5, as you see there. Another move is his 1-2. This is one of your most important pokes. Instead of 1-1 being a high, you can do 1-2 to do a high mid into a whole number of extensions. This includes 1-2-4, 1-2-1, 1-2 into stance, and 1-2, 1-2-2. The purposes for these moves: 1-2-2, counter hit, confirm, punish. 1-2-1, low crushes, wall splats, and etc. 1-2-4, plus frame, mid, low crushes, wall splats. Yeah. And then going on, another good move, back 4. This move tracks completely to the left, misses if they step right. Counter hit launcher, safe on block. Another move is his forward 3. Tracks completely to the right, only -5 on block. Can transfer into stance to make it -2. You can cancel that as well. Tracks completely to the right, has a confirm of 1-1 out of stance, or 1-2. Another good move is forward 4, plus on block. +4, you can down forward 1 check them to get a counter hit. Another good move to use, you can transfer into stance instead. Another good move is Hell Sweep. +8 on hits, has multiple extensions. Another good move, his electric, fully launches, is a high. +5 on block. And then forward 4-2. This has high crushing properties sometimes for certain characters and certain moves. Fully launches on hit and gets enhanced by his install, and is a really good poke from mid-screen because it has plenty of pushback. There are some characters that can punish this. It's -16. The only character that can punish it from mid-screen is Fakuram. But that's character-specific knowledge for that Fakuram to know. Anyways, that's it for the important moves. Let's move on to stances. Alright, Heihachi has 2 stances. His Raijin stance and his Thunder God Kame stance. How I'm going to how I'm going to organize this section, I'm going to list off all the moves in the stances, and then I'm going to list off all the stance transitions that you can use to get into these stances. Alright, first we're going to start off in Raijin stance. So the way how to access this raw is forward 3+4. He has a couple of things. He has a grab. This on, so next to the wall, deals extra damage. Think of it as like King's Giant Swing. That's how it kind of works, to be honest, with the wall. His guard break, which is his 2, gives a 10 frame follow-up that you can do. As you see. You can also do 1-1-2 for a wall splat. Another extension out of the stance is 1. This can wall splat, is only a -11 and deals crap tons of damage. 38 damage. So yeah, quite a lot of damage. Another one is his stomp, down, or otherwise known as down 3. It just is accessible through this stance. And finally, his hell sweep. This is a slower hell sweep. Normal hell sweep is 16 frames. This hell sweep is 19. Gives the same amount of frames though. And with the same extensions, etc. Now let's move on to his Raijin stance. His Raijin stance has a ton more options, and this is the main stance you're going to be using 90% of the time. It's Thunder God Kame. I'm just going to shorten it to TGK. So out of this stance, which is down 1+2, you have access to grab, +7 after grabbing them. He has his stomp, -4. This is launch punishable by Devil Jin, Kazuya, and whoever has a 14 frame while standing punish. Launch punish. Another one is his hidden electric. This launches on hit, is only -10. This high crushes and is really good. His jabs, he has, which you access from 1 into 1-2 or 1 into 1-1. He also has access to Hell Axle or Hunting Hawk. Basically, it's up forward 3-4, but through the stance, this fully launches on hit, and on block, it is +3, I believe. +4. +4, so you can go for a down forward 1 check. This gives the same frames as his forward 4. He has armor, 1+2, -13 on block. This can wall splats. As you can see, full wall splat. Let me go back to his jabs, by the way. So his jabs have 2 different purposes. Both of them wall splat. This one is a heat engager. This is a mix or a wall splat. Both of them wall splat. As you can see. The mid does not give a guaranteed follow-up on normal hit. Just in the mid screen. Blunt launches them way too far away. But is good as a mix. Because it deals decent damage and can wall splat. Like the Heihachi. The Heihachi is safe on block. The final thing. Out of this stance, he can access Wind God Step by holding down forward. Now, to cancel Wind God Step, you just hold back right after you get it. There's some cheekiness with stance canceling. The only way to interrupt this is to jab check. So if I did forward 3 on Kazuya on block, he could jab check me out of that if I stance cancel. Any other move other than a jab check will get blocked, so just be aware of that. Now let's talk about his stance transitioning moves. He has a lot. Forward 3. This transfers into Thunder God Kame stance. Gives a guaranteed follow-up of 1-1 or 1-2. 1-2-2. This is Heihachi's second 10-frame punish. This transfers into Thunder God Kame at +4. Gives no guaranteed follow-up. 1-2. This is one of your main pokes. This can transfer into stance. +8 on hit. -2 on block. 3-2. +9 on hit. -2 if you transfer into stance while they're blocking. Another one is forward 2-2. Same frames as 3-2. Wall rising 4-4. Can transfer into it. Another one is his forward 4. Both of these transfer into Thunder God Kame. If you're looking for guaranteed follow-ups to be further explained, just go to my advanced guide. I'm just telling you what these stances can do, or what these stance transitioning moves are. His Heat Smash on block transfers into Raijin's stance for a uninterruptible any move. You can do any move and it's uninterruptible besides if they parry. Some moves they can parry, I believe everything besides the Stomp or Hell Sweep, unless they got a low parry. Sidestep 2 into Raijin stance. Another move that's very similar to this move is down 1-2 into hold forward. Sidestep 2 into hold forward. So both of these kind of like are very similar. -5 into Raijin stance on block. +13 if you get it on hit. Guaranteed follow-up, which I talk about in a different video. Back 2. If you hold back 2, it transfers into Raijin stance. And those are the stances explained, stance transitioning moves. In other videos, I explain further on what some of these moves can get. I explained forward 3 in this video, but that's because it's the most important, because you're mainly going to be using it to track to the right. But anyways, moving on. Alright, now we're going over Heihachi's charge mechanics. He has 2 of them. He has the normal charge mechanic that you're going to use all the time, which they are accessible from down forward 1-2, back 2, and I believe that's it for those 2. There's the normal versions of these moves that don't give much reward at all. Besides back 2. Back 2 does not track, but is +2 on block and +7 on hit. Down forward 1-2 is +3 on hit and -13 on block if you don't charge it. Now these charge mechanics, this charge mechanic has 4 different versions. It has the normal version, the purple version, the gold version, which is a just frame of this just frame, of the purple just frame. So this is like the gold is frame perfect. And what it does is it gives you more damage, more health regeneration, and that's pretty much it. Same frames on block, on hit, etc. And then finally, there is the overcharged version. Now for back 2, on hit, it gives a guaranteed follow-up out of Raijin stance. On block is +5. +8 if you go into stance. Now for down forward 1-2, it gives that it gives that knockback in both of these wall splat, by the way. Just want you to know that. +1 on hits, jab check. So, yeah. While this is +8, or +5 if you don't go into stance, this is only +1. But yeah, purple and gold versions help regenerate recoverable HP, increase the damage of the move, and most of all, down forward 1-2 makes it safe on block and gives it some pushback. It also deals a lot of chip damage. It deals 2 more chip damage than the purple version, so just keep that in mind. Now let's talk about his other charge mechanic, the one that they added in Season 2. His Magic 4. On block, normal hit, it's -9. But if you full charge it, it's +6. It knocks down +16, no guaranteed follow-up. Just gives you frames. Now if you charge it, gives you a full combo with no bound. Anyways, full launch on counter hit, full launch on full charge. There's only 2 charges. There's the normal one, no charge, and then there's charged. That's the only difference. I don't know. I don't really use this move too much, and it does not track at all. They can do whatever they want to counterplay this. The 4 or 1-2-4, and then his down forward 1-2, and then his back 2. Anyways, off to the next segment. All right, we are on his heat now. Heihachi has Kazuya's form of heat, which is enhancing moves' effectiveness, damage, giving them additional follow-ups, making them safer, all that jazz. Now, we got to talk about his moves that are enhanced by heat, his heat engagers, and that's it. That's going to be it for this segment. So let's start off with his moves enhanced by heat. Up forward 1. This move is enhanced by giving it an additional follow-up that is +2 on block and allows for a crap ton of damage. 47 damage on hit. This follow-up is only accessible on hit, by the way. So, or on block. You have to hit the opponent, make contact with them, and then press it. If you whiff this, you're not getting the 1. It's impossible to get it. Another move that's enhanced by heat, down 3-2. Or down 3. It's given an additional follow-up with 2. Gives it 45 damage, which is really good as a grounded finish. A similar move is back 3-3. This is given the down 3-2 or the 2 follow-up. So it deals a ton of damage, is a natural on hit. Neutral. Both of these heat moves are neutral on block as well, instead of being unsafe. Or safe, instead of down 3 being safe on block and back 3-3 being unsafe on block. His heat smashes, he has 2 different heat smashes. He has one that breaks the ground and one that breaks the wall. The wall one also wall splats as well. Both of these do not have any tracking, but they are very powerful. Here's the standard one, not pressing forward. 50 damage. Both of them deal the same damage, by the way. And here's the wall splatting one. Serve 2 different purposes. And then finally, his additional armor move that he gets in heat, down back 1+2. This is added on to multiple of these heat moves, but it can also just be used by itself. Let's talk about his heat engagers now. His heat engagers. He has a couple of them. all of which are pretty good. QCF2. This is his Death Fist. Quarter Circle Forward 2. Gives a guaranteed follow-up. A guaranteed grounded follow-up. Thunder God Kame 1. Grounded follow-up. Forward, forward, 1+2. Full combo. Up, forward, 2-1. This gives a full combo. As you saw right there. I didn't initiate a combo. I didn't want to waste time. His final heat engager. Parry. Back 1+2. This is -11 on hit. Gives a guaranteed follow-up on hits. On block, it's -11. And on hit, it's a knockdown. So it's good. This wall splats as well if you're close enough. Really good heat. Golden standard. This is what all characters' heat should be. Instead of the garbage that they give Clive, Lydia, Huarang, and some other characters. All characters' heats should be centered around the strength of like Kazuya on how it enhances his stuff, but doesn't make him overpowered. Same with Heihachi's. Anyways, off to the next segment. Okay, we're talking about his punishment now. I'm just going to list off the frames and then the moves. Simple as that. And then I'm going to move straight on to crouched punishment after that. For 10 frame, 1-1-2, wall splat, natural on hit, hit confirm. 1-2-2, hit confirm, can transfer into stance. Oki, purposes only. For 12 frame, forward 1+2, gives a guaranteed follow-up of up to your 14 frame punish. His second 12 frame move, or 12 frame punish, 1+2. This is his mid punish, 13 frames. He has a couple of them. Down forward 1-2. This is his most damaging 13 frame move if you get the Gold Spark version. His down forward 4-2. Wall splats. This gives health regen and pushback. For Oki, this gives just +9. That's really it. And it wall splats from a pretty ridiculous range. And then finally, down forward 2-1. 13 frame punish. Fully launches bounded while in Warrior's Instinct, which is your install. 14 frame punish. Back 1-4. Back 1-4. This gives the best Oki out of all of your punishes, which is also accessible through your headbutt, which leads it to do more damage. For his 15 frame punish, electric, simple. Down forward 3, 1+2, QCF2. That sounds like a lot, but basically this is what it is. Down forward 3, down forward 3, 1+2, down forward 3, 1+2, 2, or 1+2, 1. My bad, I forgot to fix that in the script. Down forward 3, 1+2, 1. That's what it looks like without doing the QCF before the 1. But this is with the QCF. There we go. That's a 15 frame punish. This is your wall combo as well. But not getting into that. And another 15 frame punish is this QCF2. It says 14 frames, but because you're inputting the QCF, it's 15 frames in actuality. 15 frames if you buffer it. So, really good punishment. This is your long range punishment as well. For 16 plus, electric, and QCF2. Let's move on to his crouched punishment. Here, it's not so varied with the amount of options you can have. he's a little bit more tied down with this crouch punishment. 11 frames to 12 frames, wall rising 4-4. Or you can just do the single for frames. 13 to 14 frames, wall rising 1. This gives a guaranteed follow-up, guaranteed grounded follow-up on hit. Then his 15 frame punish, this is launch punish, full crouch 2. So I'm holding down forward, and then 2. It doesn't deal as much damage as a normal electric combo because this is only 17 damage when your electric does 23 on normal launch. So just be aware of that. You aren't going to do insane damage from a full crouch punish. Unless you optimize your combo very well. And that's it for his full crouch punishment. He does have wall rising 3, 1+2. This is a wall splat. Pretty good. At the wall. Safe on block. Hit confirmable. You don't want to use this in mid-screen, neutral, etc. Off to the next segment. The last segment, actually. Okay. General game plan. I'm going to make this as bare bones and simple as possible because everybody has a different type of playstyle and envelops the character in their own ways. Like, how I play my Heihachi is not going to be how you play your Heihachi. But, to put it simply, poke and pressure the opponents to the wall or land a counter hit punish / launch and take them to the wall. So you can like pressure them to the wall or you can launch them to the wall, right? Use stance transitions to add mind games and mix energy. And this is really important because you want to condition your opponent. Now, for combos, I do have an explanation on the triple versus double electric. That's in my advanced guide. What I'm going to explain here, if you're in a large stage like this, prioritize damage over wall carry. Like, this is a near infinite stage, right? So I'm just going to do the triple electric instead. Right? Just prioritize damage in larger scaled arenas and wall carry for smaller arenas. But in summary, use your pokes to pressure and build mind games. Use launch punish and counter hits to take the opponent to the wall, deal a crap ton of damage, set them up for an Oki trap or Oki situation, and then you'll be good. Alright, we're at the outro now. If you enjoyed watching, please leave a like, possibly share. If you got any questions, please comment down below. I respond to all of my comments, whether it's negative or positive. And finally, check out some of my other videos. They go much more into depth. This is a basic overview of Heihachi. And as always, have a nice one. Enjoy your day. Peace.